Most men never think about hormones when they wake up. They think about coffee, about work, about the list of things waiting for them before the day even begins. But somewhere beneath all those thoughts, their body is waiting for a signal. A quiet, natural message that tells it how to feel, how to perform, how to exist for the next 16 hours. That signal is light. It sounds simple, almost boring, but it might be the most powerful habit a man can build if he wants to restore his energy, focus, and natural drive. Testosterone doesn't just depend on age or genetics. It depends on rhythm, and that rhythm begins the moment you open your eyes. When I first learned about this, it wasn't from a doctor or a study. It was from experience. I used to wake up tired every day no matter how long I slept. My mornings felt heavy, my thoughts slow, my motivation almost absent. Then, by coincidence, I started stepping outside right after waking. No phone, no distractions, just a few minutes of sunlight. The difference was immediate. My head cleared, my energy felt stable, and within a week I began waking before the alarm. It wasn't magic. It was my body remembering how to function. Inside every one of us, there's a small clock in the brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. It's what controls the circadian rhythm, the natural 24-hour cycle that regulates sleep, hunger, mood, and hormones. This clock listens to light. When sunlight hits your eyes first thing in the morning, it sends a message that the day has begun. That message triggers a chain reaction. Cortisol rises slightly to give you focus. Melatonin drops so you're no longer in a sleepy fog. And soon after, testosterone begins its daily climb. The process evolved millions of years ago when humans woke with the sun. Now most of us wake with alarms, blinds closed, faces lit by a phone screen, and our body never gets that clear instruction. Without morning light, your body doesn't fully switch on. You stay groggy, distracted, and often anxious. People blame caffeine or stress, but most of the time the problem is timing. Your body still thinks it's night. Testosterone production stays flat, energy feels unstable, and motivation drifts away. Just 10 minutes outside after waking can reset everything. Even on cloudy days, outdoor light is far stronger than anything inside. It's enough to tell your brain, daylight is here, start producing energy. Sunlight also does something deeper. It touches the skin and sparks the creation of vitamin D, which isn't really a vitamin at all. It's a hormone precursor that helps regulate testosterone. Men who spend their mornings indoors often show low vitamin D levels, even if they take supplements. That's because pills don't trigger the brain's light-driven hormonal cycle. Natural light does both at once. It sets the rhythm and gives the raw material for hormone production. When I explain this to people, they often expect something more complicated. But the body doesn't need complexity. It needs consistency. 10 or 15 minutes each morning, without sunglasses or glass between you and the sky, can raise testosterone naturally, improve mood, and sharpen focus. It's not about sunbathing or chasing tans. It's about sending the right signal at the right time. Once that rhythm is restored, everything else, sleep, energy, even confidence, starts to align. You can feel it in small ways first. You wake up easier. Your mind feels clear before coffee. Workouts feel smoother. It's not because you've added something new to your life, but because you've removed the confusion. The body finally knows what time it is. Testosterone begins to rise when it's supposed to, peaks in the late morning, and tapers naturally toward night. That balance makes every system stronger: muscles, metabolism, even memory. There's another reason morning light is so effective. It calms the nervous system. When you step outside, your eyes absorb a specific range of blue light that tells the brain to increase serotonin, the neurotransmitter tied to mood and motivation. Higher serotonin during the day means better melatonin at night, which means deeper sleep, and deeper sleep means more testosterone. It's a perfect circle, and light is the first step that starts it spinning. Think about what most mornings look like now. We wake in darkness, check our phones, maybe drink coffee under cold artificial light, rush through traffic, sit indoors for hours. By the time sunlight finally touches our skin, our body's clock is 3 hours behind. That's why we feel tired mid-morning, restless at night, and wired when we should be calm. Scientists call it circadian misalignment. I call it living out of tune. And the fix is free. Just open the door. If you pair that light exposure with water, the effect grows stronger. After hours of sleep, the body wakes slightly dehydrated, which raises cortisol and slows blood flow. Drinking water first thing helps circulation and primes your hormones to respond properly. Imagine the sequence. You wake, drink water, step outside, breathe, maybe stretch or walk. That combination tells every system in your body that it's time to perform. Movement adds another layer. You don't need to run or lift weights at sunrise. Even a short walk works. Muscles contracting in rhythm with light exposure amplify the brain's wakefulness signals. Blood delivers oxygen, joints loosen, and you feel alert before the day even starts. It's an ancient formula. Light, movement, hydration. And it still works better than any supplement on the shelf. The real reason this matters isn't just physical. Testosterone influences how you think. It shapes focus, assertiveness, and the quiet confidence that drives action. Low levels don't just weaken the body, they dull purpose. Men often describe feeling lost or passive without knowing why. They chase motivation through caffeine or dopamine hits from screens, but those are short-lived sparks. The steady fire comes from balanced hormones. Restoring your morning rhythm is how you rebuild that foundation naturally. Stress can undo all of it. The hormone cortisol, which rises when you're anxious or overworked, suppresses testosterone directly. That's why how you begin your morning emotionally matters just as much as what you do physically. If the first thing you do is scroll through bad news or rush through traffic, you send your body a message of danger, not safety. Testosterone thrives in stability, not chaos. Replacing that chaos with a calm moment outside, breathing, feeling light, no screens, tells your nervous system that you're safe, that you can grow instead of defend. Over time, that shift compounds. Your body learns that mornings mean calm power, not stress. The relationship between stress, light, and sleep is circular. Manage one and the others follow. Get morning sunlight and you sleep deeper. Sleep deeper and you handle stress better. Handle stress and your hormones stabilize. Everything loops back to rhythm. That's why this habit feels so transformative despite its simplicity. It corrects multiple systems at once without force. You might wonder how long it takes to feel results. For most men, 1 to 2 weeks of consistent light exposure is enough to notice clearer thinking and smoother energy through the day. Within a month, sleep quality improves, and workouts or focus sessions feel easier. The key is to treat it as routine, not as a challenge. Some days you'll have clouds, rain, or early work. Step outside anyway. The body measures light intensity cumulatively, so even gray skies work. In winter or in cities with limited daylight, a bright light lamp can substitute. Sit near it while you drink water or read. It doesn't replace sunlight completely. It can't produce vitamin D, but it keeps your circadian rhythm on track. When spring returns, go back to the real thing. Nothing matches the full spectrum of natural light for resetting the brain. After a while, you'll notice that this morning ritual changes more than energy. It changes attitude. Starting the day with intention, water, light, breath, creates a feeling of control that carries through the day. Tasks that once felt heavy become manageable. Decisions come faster. You feel present in your own body again. That's what balance feels like. Not hype or adrenaline, but steady awareness. And that's the truth about testosterone. It's not just a number to chase or a hormone to boost artificially. It's a reflection of how well your life aligns with nature. When you respect the signals, light in the morning, darkness at night, real food, enough rest, the body rewards you with clarity, strength, and calm ambition. Ignore them, and no supplement can fill the gap. I think about this every time I see the sunrise now. The light is quiet, not dramatic, but it holds everything the body needs to begin again. You don't have to understand every scientific detail to feel its effect. Step outside, look toward the sky, breathe, and you'll notice it. The subtle sense that your body knows what to do next. That's rhythm returning. That's balance being restored. So tomorrow morning, before anything else, skip the screen. Drink a glass of water, step outside, and give your eyes to the sun for a few minutes. It's free, ancient, and more effective than any pill promising vitality. Do it every day and your body will adjust. Energy will rise earlier, focus will last longer, and sleep will deepen naturally. Testosterone will follow, not as a forced spike, but as a steady current running quietly beneath everything you do. It's the simplest morning habit in the world. And once you feel it working, you'll wonder how you ever began a day without it. Once you start living in rhythm with the morning light, other things begin to change without much effort. You eat differently, you sleep differently, and slowly, you begin to think differently. The body works like a network, not a collection of isolated parts. When one system realigns, the others follow, quietly adjusting to the new pattern. After a few weeks of consistent mornings, light, water, calm, you'll notice that what you crave during the day starts to shift too. Instead of heavy, processed food, your body begins to ask for lighter, cleaner meals. This isn't willpower. It's biology finally running on time. Nutrition plays a massive role in testosterone production, but not in the way most people think. It's not about exotic supplements or miracle foods. It's about signals. What you eat tells your body whether it's safe to build or whether it needs to conserve. Processed sugars and constant snacking confuse that message, keeping insulin high and making your body think it's in survival mode. But when you eat real food, protein, fats, minerals, and plenty of water, your system relaxes. It feels safe enough to grow, to repair, to produce hormones instead of stress. One of the most overlooked nutrients for men is dietary fat. For decades, people were told that fat was the enemy, but testosterone is literally made from cholesterol. When healthy fats are missing, things like olive oil, eggs, avocado, fish, and nuts, the building blocks of hormones disappear. The body has to choose between using cholesterol for survival or for reproduction, and guess which one it picks first. That's why extremely low-fat diets can lower testosterone over time. The goal isn't to drown your meals in oil, but to give your body the raw materials it needs to function. Natural fats act like the wood for your internal fire. They keep it burning steadily throughout the day. Protein matters too, not because of muscles, but because it stabilizes blood sugar and prevents crashes that trigger stress hormones. When cortisol spikes, testosterone dips. A solid breakfast, something with eggs, yogurt, oats, or lean meat, keeps energy even and hormones balanced. Many men skip breakfast or grab something sweet, and by mid-morning, they're jittery and unfocused. That roller coaster isn't just mental. It's hormonal chaos in real time. Eating within an hour of waking, after getting sunlight, reinforces the message that your body is safe, fed, and ready to build rather than react. Minerals are the quiet players in this system. Zinc, magnesium, and selenium may not sound exciting, but they are essential for testosterone synthesis. Zinc, especially, acts like a key that unlocks the production pathway in the testes. Without it, the entire process slows down. Magnesium calms the nervous system, helping you handle stress better and sleep more deeply. Selenium supports thyroid health, which directly influences hormone balance. You don't need a cabinet full of pills to get them. Real food provides more than enough. Pumpkin seeds, eggs, seafood, and dark chocolate can do more for your hormones than most supplements ever will. Then there's movement, the physical expression of energy. The body was never designed to sit for 10 hours a day. Movement doesn't just burn calories. It communicates with your endocrine system, telling it to produce more anabolic hormones like testosterone. When you lift, sprint, or even walk with intent, your muscles send chemical messages to the brain that you're active, alive, and capable. In response, the brain increases production of testosterone and growth hormone to support you. It's a perfect feedback loop. The more you move, the more your body believes it's worth maintaining strength. But here's the key: more isn't always better. Training hard every day without recovery raises cortisol, which suppresses testosterone. The best approach is balance. 3 or 4 strength sessions a week, daily light activity, and plenty of rest. The body thrives on effort, followed by recovery. That rhythm mirrors nature's pattern: day and night, action and rest, light and dark. When you match your routine to that rhythm, everything feels smoother. You perform better without forcing it. Rest is where testosterone is made, literally. During deep sleep, your brain releases pulses of luteinizing hormone, signaling the testes to produce testosterone. Miss sleep, and you miss those pulses. Even one night of poor rest can drop levels noticeably the next day. That's why consistency matters more than total hours. Going to bed at the same time each night and waking up with the sun reinforces that 24-hour cycle. Light in the morning sets the start. Darkness at night closes it. One simple trick to improve sleep quality is to reverse what most people do. Spend the first hour of the day in bright light, and the last hour before bed in near darkness. Avoid screens, use warm lamps, and give your eyes the message that the day is over. Your brain will reward you with deeper rest and stronger morning energy. It's not about strict rules. It's about communication. The body listens closely to cues, and light is the loudest of them all. There's also a mental layer that often gets ignored. Testosterone doesn't just respond to biology. It responds to purpose. Men who live with goals, challenges, and direction tend to have higher baseline levels than those drifting aimlessly. It's not about ego or aggression. It's about engagement. When you pursue something meaningful, whether it's work, learning, or even improving your health, your brain produces dopamine. Dopamine and testosterone dance together. Each fuels the other. That's why stagnation feels draining. It's hormonal. The more direction you have, the stronger your internal chemistry becomes. Stress management ties everything together. Chronic worry, resentment, or burnout doesn't just feel heavy, it chemically suppresses testosterone. When cortisol dominates, the body shifts resources away from growth and toward survival. But relaxation isn't laziness. It's recovery. Breathing deeply, walking outdoors, listening to calm music, spending time with people who make you feel safe, all these restore balance. The best routine in the world won't help if your mind is constantly on fire. That's what makes this morning habit more than just sunlight. It's a doorway. Stepping into the light sets a tone of order. It's a reminder that your body isn't broken. It's just waiting for permission to work properly again. And once that rhythm returns, you start noticing changes in the small moments. Clearer thoughts, easier mornings, steadier emotions. Testosterone isn't an on-off switch. It's a flow. When you remove the obstacles, dark mornings, late nights, constant stress, that flow strengthens naturally. The truth is, modern life disconnects men from the very environment that sustains them. We wake up to screens instead of sunlight, eat on the run, sit for hours, chase stimulation instead of purpose, and then wonder why our energy is gone. But the fix isn't far away. It's right outside your door, waiting every morning. Free and reliable. Sunlight, movement, nourishment, rest, focus, it's not a secret. It's just a forgotten language. Over time, this rhythm becomes less about testosterone and more about peace. You feel calmer, more grounded, less reactive. You start to realize that health isn't a set of numbers. It's how naturally you live within time. The sun rises, you rise. The day quiets, you quiet. That's balance. And from that balance comes strength. Not the loud, frantic kind, but the quiet certainty that you can handle whatever the day brings. After months of living this way, most men don't even think about testosterone anymore. They think about life. They sleep well, they feel alert, they recover faster, and their mood is stable. That's what optimal hormones feel like. Not euphoria, but harmony. The body finally works with the environment instead of against it. So when you hear the phrase morning habit, don't imagine another task to check off. Think of it as returning home. 10 minutes of sunlight, a glass of water, a short walk, and a calm start can change the entire trajectory of your day. Do it once and you'll feel better. Do it for months and you'll become someone different. Not transformed by force, but by alignment. It's not a miracle. It's nature reminding you that everything you need for vitality has been around since the beginning. You just have to open your eyes, step into the light, and let your body remember what it already knows.